To discuss these recent trade developments with China, let's bring in Dan Geltrude. He's a China analyst and financial expert. Dan, so where are we heading now with China? On one hand, the delegation is still coming here Thursday, but on the other hand, the president might still announce Friday of another hike on Chinese goods from 25% to 10% of rate.
Well, I think it's good news that the Chinese delegation is coming, because for a period of time there, they weren't getting on the plane. So we are delayed by a day because the talks were supposed to start earlier. You have to remember here that China plays the long game. They're not in a rush in particularly to do anything. Why? Because most of these talks that are going on are meant to pin China down, particularly as it pertains to the theft of intellectual property and things like that. China has not been behaving on the world scene the way the rest of the countries of the world would like to see them behave. And I think we're at a situation now where you have a president who is unafraid, good or bad, to call them out. And that's what's happening. So the president has threatened, if by Friday we don't have significant progress, he is going to increase the tariffs from 10% to 25% on $200 billion worth of Chinese products.
But again, you said that China plays the long game here. So are the pressure tactics by the Trump White House, do you feel as though they are going to have the desired effect? Are we going to see some progress or enough progress, perhaps Thursday and Friday, to avoid the new tariffs from going into effect?
I think the pressure here is this on China. China's economy right now is struggling a bit, as is the rest of the global economy. The president is in a unique position where the United States has as strong an economy as you could possibly hope for. So this is really a great opportunity for the president to play hardball with the Chinese. And people have not done this to the Chinese before. So I think there's a little bit of confusion as to how to exactly deal with this, because they've never had their hand to the fire before.
Well, Joe Biden is telling us that China's not a problem.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake on Joe Biden's part. I think that China as a world economic power is something that the United States has to be concerned about, not just today, but again, they play the long game. So it's not just today, it's 20, 30 years from now.
So really briefly, what's the worst case and best case scenario in these trade talks?
Well, best case scenario will be is that we do come to a trade deal that everyone could live with. Worst case scenario is that we end up in a full-scale trade war, and if that happens, no one wins.
Problem right now is that you're seeing the uncertainty, and that's really weighing down on investors and on Wall Street. Dow was down 600 points today before finally paring some of the losses a little bit.
No question about it. The stock market does not like uncertainty. They can deal with bad news as long as they know about it, and we certainly have uncertainty here in the trade situation.
Dan Geltrude, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to have you on again with some good news.
Yes, let's hope so.